Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us for this Facebook Live. It is Thursday. It is December 28th, getting close to the new year.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the weather heading into the new year in just a minute here. But first, a reminder, you can find us live on Facebook about 8 o'clock Monday through Friday. We go live every morning, give you the latest on the news and weather headlines in our area. Plus, you can also find us on our Inforum YouTube channel and on your favorite podcast platform. Just go to inforum.com/podcast and look for the Inforum Minute. You can also find us live weekdays, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7 in the morning on First News. So we'd love to have you join us then. All right. Finally, the worst of the ice and the snow is past us. Dealing with some fog, though, this morning.
Yeah, still dealing with some of the effects of the moisture that the system brought us, which was a lot of moisture. Fargo, 2 3/4 inches of rain.
Wow.
A lot of rain over the past few days. Grand Forks just shy of an inch of rain. Now the icing and the rain, of course, is all gone. If you look at the radar, it's clean and clear. But we still have some moisture hanging with us in the form of water vapor.
Yeah.
And so it's just chilling in the atmosphere. We have a light wind this morning, almost non-existent, and that's allowed for some fog to develop. So we have very soupy conditions. I don't have a dense fog advisory, which is actually surprising a little bit. Those are issued by the National Weather Service, by the way. I'll let you know if anything changes, but for right now, I have my map pulled up over there. Visibility down to about a half a mile, Fargo and Grand Forks.
Okay.
There's kind of a line in the sand. It really depends on where you are for what visibility you're waking up to, what temperature you're waking up to, what the sky looks like. Where we have this line from about Hallock through Grand Forks, down through western Cass County toward about the Oaks area, we have fog and clouds and temps in the upper 20s to the lower 30s. All of yesterday's heat is kind of trapped in that water vapor, and that's keeping our temperature mild this morning. To the west of said line, you have sunshine this morning as the sun is coming up, which I'm jealous of. We haven't seen the sun in, I mean, like a week or so. It's been a while since we've seen the sun here in town. But you're also colder. So temperatures are down into the teens. I think the coldest I saw was about 13 in Devils Lake. So that's chilly.
Yeah, it is.
Really big split. The fog will linger here through about, I'd say, lunchtime. It's going to be fairly stubborn. So middle of the day, we start breaking up some of that fog, just with a lack of wind today. And then again, not a ton of sun, that cloud line kind of holding tight. We don't have ingredients to help push this fog out. So it settles in, it's stubborn. I think it sticks with a lot of us, especially on the Minnesota side, until around lunch or early afternoon. Hopefully getting a little bit of sun into the afternoon right before sunset. Temperatures today mainly in the 30s. Where you already have that sunshine, Jamestown, Bismarck, Minot, you will likely get into the low 40s today. So you get a little bit of a bonus even though you had a cold start. Tomorrow, that sun takes over for all of us. Looks like a really nice Friday.
Yeah, shaping up to be a nice one.
Yeah, I've got 40 degrees, mostly sunny, light wind out of the north-northwest, about 5 to 15, so not too bad. Fog today, sun tomorrow, snow by Saturday. I mean, we are
all over the place.
Up, down, all over. Yeah, the job is never boring.
No.
So a little bit of a clipper system going to drop in from the north, move down to the south on Saturday. Not all of us will get snow. It's not a lot of snow, but where some of those snow showers or flurries develop and meet a wind, which is gusting near 30 miles an hour on Saturday, it will become a little bit hard to see in spots, just with some of that snow falling and kind of blowing around. We know it. It's old hat around here, but I do expect maybe some minor travel problems Saturday afternoon into the early evening. Quick mover. It's out of here by 10, 11 p.m. on Saturday. Doesn't leave behind much snow. Sunday then looks colder because the same system is bringing in colder air. Temperatures teens, low 20s for highs for the last day of 2023. As we're ringing in the new year right around midnight, I'd say mainly teens for our temperatures. Some of us fall into the single digits by Monday mornings. That's a chilly start. Back into the 30s on Monday, mainly 20s then to finish out your 10-day forecast. And of course, you can always check out your 10-day forecast on the Storm Tracker app or on inform.com. Okay, what did I miss?
I was wondering, I'll put you on the spot here a little bit, but we had kind of an interesting weather phenomenon with this flood warning. Do you want to explain kind of what happened with that and what that's all about?
Okay, so we obviously have not iced over the Red River yet. We have not been cold enough to create that good layer of ice out there. So we have open water. Rivers, of course, are moving too, so they don't ice over as easily because there's movement with them. And then we added almost 3 inches of rain to the river, at least here in the Fargo area, a little bit less in some spots. And that brought that river level up. Flood warnings are automatically issued once the river gauge is reading a certain point. It depends on which gauge you're located at for what that number is, what that magic number is. So we hit that spot in Fargo, automatically issues a flood warning. This is the first, the National Weather Service believes, the first one to be issued in December in Fargo. So it's rare.
Yeah,
it's unusual. Definitely. It's maybe unprecedented. But it's not super concerning.
Okay.
I don't want you to think spring flooding and we need a sandbag and we need to, all of those sorts of things.
Sure.
If you live close to the river and your basement is flood prone, maybe you notice a little seepage, but those are the folks that know this.
Sure.
They know the numbers on the river because they need to, right?
Yeah.
For the rest of us, it doesn't mean much.
Okay.
I don't want to say brush it off,
exactly.
no big deal, but it kind of is no big deal.
Okay, sounds good. Just maybe more confusing than a big deal.
Yeah, certainly. Yep, because your phone is going to automatically let you know that you're under a flood warning. My phone says it in Fargo, flood warning, but it's not that we have aerial flooding or that the river is cresting high. I think we get into minor flood stage by Sunday. There is so much flood mitigation around Fargo within the past even 10 years and beyond that it's really not a big deal. Maybe a little water seeping out of the banks into some of the parks that are down by the river. That's about the worst of it. So,
all right.
Minor flood stage for folks that have lived here and lived through horrific floods know that minor flood stage doesn't mean a whole lot.
Sure. Okay.
So, okay, that's
Thanks
what that
for clarifying.
means. Yeah, of course. Don't panic, but it's interesting to know
it is.
that it's the one and only for December.
Yeah, a lot of rain for December. Interesting.
Yes, my sump pump has been running a lot, so we know water is moving. Okay, thanks.
Thanks, Lydia. All right, let's continue talking a little bit weather-related stuff here this morning for you. This morning, thousands of people across North Dakota still without power. There are more than 18,000 North Dakotans that don't have electricity right now. The number has only gone down a few hundred since yesterday as crews are working to get things repaired and fixed up, but it's kind of a slow process. Stutsman County has the most outages, and then here in Cass County, a little over 1,500 people are still in the dark. Road conditions finally getting better, but parts of North Dakota still dealing with some of those slick spots. I-29 mostly just wet this morning, some slush still out there. Few patches of ice between Fargo and Grand Forks to keep in mind, but both interstates are fully reopened this morning. And then here in the metro, roads should be good to go for you. Just keep an eye out for that fog today. Over in Minnesota, similar situation, things much better today. Most of the DOT map for Minnesota shows normal driving conditions. Today, West Fargo will start cleaning up knocked down trees and branches. It comes as Fargo and Grand Forks announced they'll be doing something similar here in the coming weeks. People in West Fargo are asked to place all of their branches in one pile on the boulevard. Keep it away from anything that could hinder the truck from picking it up. And then branch pickup begins in Fargo January 2nd. It'll go through the 12th. The city says you have to have your brush on the boulevard before 7 a.m. on your recycling day to make sure that it gets picked up. And then Moorhead will also be collecting branches here in the coming weeks. So stay posted. We'll tell you when all that's starting and what you need to be aware of. Police are still searching for a man accused of fighting and injuring his father at an apartment in Dilworth. Police confirmed they're looking for 24-year-old Meredith Kingbird Jr. He's accused of running away after an altercation with his father around midnight on Wednesday. Police say his father was taken to a hospital after his chest was punctured with a sharp object. We're trying to find out exactly what that means, and we're also working to get an update on his condition. Interestingly, we looked into his background. Kingbird Jr., according to court documents, he is supposed to be in court in Clay County today on unrelated charges. All right, don't forget, for 99 cents a month for your first 3 months, you can get an all-access pass to Inform.com. Just go to Inform.com/subscribe to get that deal. And then remember to join us for our evening newscasts. You can do that. The next one's at 11 o'clock here this morning, and then this afternoon, 4, 5, 6, 9, and 10. And we'll be back tomorrow morning with First News from 5 to 7 in the morning. So we'd love to have you join us then. Have a great day, everyone.